Yo, what's up, guys? Excuse me for the mess back there, but I have the 2021 Levante Leviathan Swimbait rod from Megabass. It just came in. They just redesigned, revamped it for 2021. I had the 2019 jerkbait special, which, you know, when it first released, the model was defective for the Levante series. They were defective, so then I actually broke that rod from casting, and it's been practically 2 years, and I finally got it back, but I was able to trade it in for a different model, so I got the Swimbait model instead of the Leviathan. So here it is. Here's the rod itself. It comes with the rod sleeve or rod bag, as all of, I believe, Megabass rods come with. Super nice. It's like exactly tailored to fit exactly perfectly for the Levante. For the 2021, I believe they redesigned it where it's a 2-piece rod versus the 2019 where it was a 1-piece. Correct me if I'm wrong, but to get a production rod that's a 2-piece, like a travel rod, that's hard to find. I don't know any other companies that make a 2-piece unless you go to a custom rod maker. They'll make you a 2-piece. But again, for a production rod, for $199 or $200, it's really hard to beat. Let me show you here. Okay, so in the rod bag itself, here, let me open it up. They made a portion of the rod bag or rod sleeve where it splits so it splits the handle. They made it so there's a compartment for it so it doesn't get scratched putting it together. So here's the handle itself. I'll start with that. Really love the finish, that black gloss. Really nice finish. Looks really dope. Here's the hook keeper right there. Comes with the split handle. It's foam. Feels really good in the hand. It's 20 inches for the handle. You know, it looks amazing. I don't know if you can see it in the camera angles and everything, but if you really want to see it, you should go in person when they have it in stores just to check out how detailed it is and how nice it looks. It looks amazing. It doesn't do its justice in the camera or pictures. And here's the second portion of the rod. Pull it out here. So it's rated for 2 to 8 ounces. It's 7 foot 11 inches. It's an extra heavy rod. Almost scratch it there. Really love the detail. Really love the detail. Looks really nice. Feels really good in the hand. So let me put it together for you guys to see. So here we go. It's the handle to the the top portion of the rod. Putting it together there. That's putting it together. And let me make sure that it lines up. Okay, there we go. Love the look of this rod. It looks amazing for $200. Again, that's hard to beat. Honestly, it's hard to beat. For $200, it's a 2-piece. So far, just from the feel of it, feels really balanced. So I do have the Orochi XX, which I guess it's the model up. You know, it's a little more expensive. It's $325. This is $199 retail. So this is the Orochi XX, the model up. It's the Leviathan as well, rated the same, 2 to 8 ounces, extra heavy. And this is the Levante right here. Both, the Orochi XX is actually 8 foot and the Levante is 7'11", but both rated the same. But there are differences to the rods, both the rods. So if anyone fishes Dobbins or know of Dobbins swimbait rods, to do a comparison, if anyone knows the 806 versus the 807 Dobbins rods, the 806 is more parabolic, so it's more for treble bait hooks, and then the 807 is more like a broomstick. It's really stout, and the whole entire taper of the whole rod is it's more meant for like jig style swim bait hooks, for those big hooks so you can drive it home. Whereas the 806 is more parabolic, so it's more for those treble bait hooks where it's almost like fishing with the crankbait rod, and then instead of like doing a really big hook set, you kind of sweep it just to pin the treble bait hooks onto the fish, and just load them up and fit and reel them in. So to do a comparison, I want to say the Orochi XX Leviathan is more like a 806 and 807 in between. You can get away with both treble hooks and jig style hooks, where it's forgiving enough at the tip. You can still fish those treble bait hooks, swim baits, and it loads up really well with jig style hooks, swim baits, I'm sorry. So you can actually get away with both. So to find something in between that, I really honestly want to say that's what the Orochi XX Leviathan is. And for the Levante Leviathan, although they are rated the same, from what it feels like so far, and just feeling the taper and the rod itself, it feels a lot more forgiving at the rod tip and to like the midsection of the rod itself. So I want to say it's leaning more towards like an 806 than an 807. And I've had both those rods before too. It feels a lot more parabolic. I'm not sure if you probably can get away with, fishing a jig hook, but if you want to be like me where you want things to be specific for, a specific swim bait or whatnot, and, fishing versus treble hook swim baits versus a jig style swim bait. I would say this is more leaning towards a treble bait swim bait. Again, I'd have to go and fish this. I just got it. I'm actually going fishing tomorrow, so I'm going to test it out tomorrow. But just from the feel of it and just from seeing the taper of the rod, I want to say it's a lot more parabolic. I can already see it right now just from, bending the rod, just seeing the taper. So again, if you were looking for a rod, a swim bait rod around that $200 price point, definitely give this a consideration, because although it is a two-piece, some people don't like the two-piece. I actually really love it because I don't own a two-piece swim bait rod. 20 inches, you break it apart. This is like about 6 foot and 2 inches, really short. If you were one of those guys who want to, if you have a smaller car and you can't fit like a long rod that's 8 foot or something in there, I guess this is perfect. Yeah. So if anyone have any questions, leave a comment. I may have not have gone through all the questions you guys probably have in your mind, but I can definitely try to answer whatever you guys have for questions. So yeah, thank you guys.